Mesh import from OBJ files, Revit 22 add-in versus the new native OBJ import in Revit 2022. Let's look at the add-in first. This is the add-in, and this is where it can be bought for $50 on the Autodesk App Store. Link in the description. Add-ins tab, Mesh import button. We give it a file name. We have some options here. I'm going to set the import units to inches, and I can give it any number here. It's a scaling value. Material name. I'm going to call it black paint in this case. Category. I have a limited number of categories, and generic model is fine. Mesh orientation. These are the two general orientations you'll find OBJs to exist in, and Z up is correct in this case. I will hit accept, and now it's asking for a point, and I will give it this point, and it's the origin point, the 0, 0. And it's come in. We have a little bit of summary here, how many faces. The limit is around 150,000 faces for these kind of elements in Revit. Category, material, name, scale, and insertion point, which was 0, 0 because I clicked on this little element. Okay, there it is, and we can see it is a renderable material. Also, this was a multi-part OBJ, so if I wanted to move or delete some parts of it, I could undo. Now let's look at Revit's native version. It is under the Insert tab, Import CAD, and we have a bunch of different types here, and I'll give it the same file. Import is categories. We have a much bigger selection of categories, and generic models is also fine. And now we only have one option, which is the import scale file units. And we'll do inch and hit OK. It does not ask for an insertion point. So it's wherever the OBJ says it is. And here we are. When we zoom out, we see there it is. Not too bad, but we see it's come in as one element. The material is just a generic material. Not particularly pretty when it gets rendered. And our orientation is a bit awkward. That could be changed in some kind of other app where we can edit OBJ files, but this is what we have now. And it's not too bad in this case because I can try to rotate it, but not this way because it is, the work plane is level 1 right now. But if I go to architecture and sets and pick a plane, I can go to casework. Well, I'm going to pick a plane and conveniently have a little cuboid in my model and pick a vertical plane. Now, when I rotate that 90 degrees, I get somewhere a little bit better, and then I can take this and do the move command and eyeball it. There's no snap point, interestingly enough, up here and put it approximately where I want it. So there's a comparison of the two different imports. There may be other ways of importing OBJs into Revit, but those are two ways. And in Revit 22, there is a choice between add-ins and maybe Dynamo and the native OBJ import in Revit.